Let's go, baby! Another installment of Analyzing Your Stock Picks, the series where I, analyze your stock picks. Today we are looking at this bad boy of an eVTOL company, JOBY Aviation, or ticker symbol JOBY. Also, thanks for the recommendation, Hassan. 5 months late, but I finally got to it now. Now let's get into it. Company overview. JOBY is a company who plans to both produce and operate their own eVTOL aircraft. eVTOL sounds like a freaking spacecraft, and they kinda are. The E in eVTOL refers to electric, and VTOL refers to vertical takeoff and landing. Basically, JOBY produces these pretty cool electric helicopter-like aircraft which can take off vertically, and then they can rotate their propellers to move horizontally. This way the aircraft gets the best of both worlds. It can take off vertically like a helicopter, but it can also cruise as efficiently and quickly as a propeller-powered aircraft. But why? Why would we need these types of aircraft? Wouldn't normal airplanes be better for longer travel flights anyways? Well, JOBY tries to solve a pretty big problem. According to JOBY's numbers themselves, 70% of the total global population will be living in cities by 2050. And according to JOBY, thanks to the ever increasing size of cities, well, 4.6 billion hours per year are already wasted in traffic in just the top 15 largest US cities. And how will they solve this problem? Well, JOBY wants to take transportation from 2D, so the classic road networks we're all used to, well, 3D. They want to take transportation in cities up to the sky. And according to JOBY, just Los Angeles alone is willing to pay up to $500 million per year to escape this traffic. And how will JOBY solve this problem? Well, with this pretty nifty aircraft. This 6-copter bad boy is their main tool, and they don't just want to produce that aircraft, they also want to operate it themselves. And by 2024, the first end users should be able to download the JOBY app, and in this app the users should be able to plan a flight just like how they would plan a ride in the Uber app. Other than some of JOBY's competitors, the JOBY aircraft will only be flown by pilots. There is no automation in this equation. Now, some of the JOBY specs, like we said, it is fully electric, it is capable of vertical takeoff and landing, it has roughly a 150-mile range, it can carry up to 4 passengers, and it can travel up to 200 miles per hour top speed. From my research, it seems that these specs are quite competitive compared to other eVTOL startups. Good to note, JOBY is not FAA certified just yet. For those of you that aren't that into the aviation world, the FAA, or Federal Aviation Administration, is the government body in the US which is responsible for civil air travel. As of right now, JOBY is already in the process of getting their full type certificate, which is absolutely needed before they can operate their aircraft. This would be a massive milestone, so if you are a current or a future investor in JOBY, this is for sure something to keep your eyes on. Also pretty interesting, the expected revenues and the expected cost per seat per mile or per seat mile. JOBY expects roughly $1.73 in revenue while having 86 cents of costs per seat mile, meaning the company is expecting gross margins in the neighborhood of 50%, which would be truly insane if they are able to attain that, but I highly doubt it. Why? Well, large aviation companies hardly ever get close to 50% in gross margins. If such an aviation company is able to go up to 15% in gross margins, that's already truly outstanding performance. So yeah, I am doubtful of this 50% gross margin number. What isn't doubtful ever is the extensive list of great JOBY partners. For example, they have an amazing partner in Uber to serve the full A to B experience, but also in Toyota and in Garmin for the production side, pretty solid to say the least. And from a first glance, their management team is also really solid. Joe Ben, the CEO of the company, has been with JOBY ever since he founded it in 2005. Also good to note, Joe Ben has been buying shares recently around the $6.5 mark, and that while the company is currently trading around the $4 to $5 mark. The following is of course just my opinion, but I believe there are infinite reasons for an insider to sell shares. But for an insider, I believe there's just one reason to buy shares. Do with that what you will. And of course, aside from JOBY, we have quite a bit of engineering, marketing, and especially aviation experience, which is quite amazing to say the least. So that was the company overview. Hopefully everything is clear, and if not, make sure to drop your questions down below. Now let's talk about my opinions. For those of you that don't know, I personally have quite a history with aviation. Previously, I was actually part of the Royal Dutch Air Force, where I wasn't trained to become either a fighter pilot or a helicopter pilot. And well, long story short, I quit my long-lasting dream of becoming an Air Force pilot because my heart lies here. Even today, I would much rather pursue a career in stocks, finance, and investing. But that doesn't mean I still don't have a sweet spot for aviation. And when I see those insane clips of an eVTOL aircraft taking off vertically and then flying for 150 miles on just one battery charge, well, that for sure intrigues the hell out of me. But that does not mean that JOBY is a good investment. I would argue far from it. Hear me out. Airbus, Lilium, Skyworks, Uber, Boeing, Volocopter, and many others. And what do all these companies have in common? Well, they are trying to produce an eVTOL aircraft. So for JOBY to work out as an investment, they need to be one of the few eVTOL winners, since there's just way too much competition for everyone to be a winner. So basically, when you are investing in JOBY, you are betting on them becoming a king of the eVTOL world. And keep in mind, the company is already trading at a $3 billion market cap. Just imagine how much future revenues and especially future profits they need to do to justify that valuation. They will need to do billions and billions of dollars of revenues and billions of dollars of profit by the end of this decade to ever justify that valuation. And I find that quite risky, especially for a business in the aviation industry. After all, in the aviation industry, low margins are almost a guarantee. There's this saying, the best way to become a millionaire in aviation is to start off as a billionaire. Also, we gotta keep in mind, JOBY isn't just competing with all the other eVTOL companies, they are also competing with public transport, taxis, the boring company of Elon Musk, and any other company trying to solve congestion. And JOBY becoming the winner out of that fierce battle, well, highly unlikely in my opinion. So JOBY gets a big pass from me. I am not touching this stock, even if it were 50% cheaper than today. I do not see JOBY succeed, especially when Airbus and Boeing also both try to compete in the eVTOL business. Competition is just too fierce, the potential is too low, and the scalability is really hard, which are all big red flags for me. But oh well, the stock market does tend to value non-revenue companies at insane valuations, so maybe JOBY is the next 100 bagger. And with that said, please comment down below what stock you want me to research next. I would love to get some new juicy recommendations for this Analyzing Your Stock Picks series. Now, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like and maybe even subscribe. Comment down below what you want to talk about next, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.